evening. Welcome to Newton County's virtual learning experience. This is day 5 of the Parent Connect sessions, and we will share information with you this evening related to the ASAP after-school program and the Family and Student Supports program. My name is Sheila Thomas. I am the Chief Strategy and Support Services Officer for the school district. And today, the information will be presented by myself on behalf of Ms. Dina Sams, who is the Director of the After School and Community Affairs Department, and shortly, Ms. Amy Cummings, the Director of Student and Family Supports, will come to share information with you as it relates to starting your child's virtual learning experience here in Newton County. I would like to share with you the purpose of our Parent Connect sessions. We've had these sessions all week long, and this is an opportunity for us to offer our families information that will help them with their child's preparation of the virtual learning experience. So our sessions have been 45 minutes in length. All of the sessions are recorded, so you can go to the Newton County's YouTube page to find all recorded sessions. And the participants' voices this evening, they will be muted, but you will have an opportunity to ask us any questions, and we'll provide answers at the end of this presentation. So if you would like to ask us a question, please go to http://bit.ly/NCSS parent. And as always, we thank you for attending this session. So let me just start by giving you just a little information about the things that we've prepared for our parents and families this week so that you could really work to see what are the things that the students will need and see what you can do to help your child prepare for the virtual learning experience. So all week long, all of our schools, elementary, middle, and high school, they have allowed parents who have requested Chrome devices and hotspots, internet hotspots, to pick those devices up at the school. We also have had a week-long of sessions starting on Monday with the superintendent and the technology director giving an overview of the virtual learning experience. You've also heard from the Curriculum and Instruction Department, Student Services and Food Nutrition, Special Ed Department, and then today you'll hear from us as it relates to the after-school program and the Student and Family Supports. We have an exciting opportunity for you tomorrow, so we hope that you have a moment to join us with our parent university. This is an opportunity for the technology department to share with you step-by-step instructions on how to use the digital tools that your child will be working with in the virtual learning environment. So there will be training sessions on Canvas, Infinite Campus, My Launchpad, Zoom, Internet Safety, and there's also a Canvas page for students on how to get started with their virtual learning experience. We also have a checklist for you, and it's an opportunity to work with your child on getting ready for the virtual learning experience. And this checklist can be found on the website. And we ask that you work with your child to go over the items on the checklist and go ahead and try to access the different sites using your computer no later than August the 31st. And we do ask for you to continue looking at the Canvas support modules that really have quick reference guides and tutoring videos and PDFs to help you understand how to navigate through these digital tools. When you complete all of these sessions, this will prepare you for your child's school's virtual learning opportunity for open house. So on Monday, elementary schools will offer their open house in a virtual platform. Middle schools will host their virtual learning open house on September the 2nd, which is Wednesday. And then high schools will host their open house on Thursday, September the 3rd. And then, of course, the following week on September 8th is the very first day of school. So we are excited about this upcoming school year, and we hope that these tools that we're sharing with you this week and on tomorrow will help you prepare for the virtual learning experience. So before I share information with you about the after-school program, here again on the screen is the website. So if you have any questions that you would like to ask of us today, please go ahead and type your question in the chat box on this website. So let me just take a few minutes to talk about our after-school program in Newton County. The purpose of our after-school program is really to give the students that we serve an opportunity to have enriched lessons and projects that will, allow them to use their thoughts and be creative in the things that they're doing. The after-school program incorporates independent learning. It incorporates tutorials and enrichment activities. There are 12 different sites that offer a 21st century learning program. And these sites include at the elementary school, Fairview, Flint Hill, Hurd Mixon, and West Newton. At the middle school, the 21st century after school program is located at Clements, Cousins, Indian Creek, Liberty, and Veterans. At our high schools, the after-school program is located at Alcovy and Eastside, and we have a community after-school program at Washington Street Community Center. So we really want to make sure that we are working with those students who truly need our help. So we do have target groups that we focus on, and we hope that they enroll in the 21st century program. So we're looking for any student that did not meet standards on the state standardized assessment. We're also looking for students who need remediation or credit recovery. We're looking for students who were retained due to academics or attendance, or they may be at risk or have some at-risk factors such as truancy or discipline behaviors, disruptive behaviors. And we certainly want to work with our families as it relates to educating them on how to support their child. So we have 4 program goals that all of the activities are structured around. So let me share those goals with you. So the first goal is to improve the performance of the core academic areas. So again, we're offering remedial services, tutoring, credit recovery, and homework assistance. We also want to help the student develop a sense of responsibility and work habits. So we're teaching character ed skills and leadership skills. Our third program goal is to provide an opportunity to participate in the arts and recreation, as well as physical education. So there are enrichment classes that are offered, as well as field trips, whether on-site or virtual, depending on what our environment will allow. And then lastly, our goal is to provide families with support and assistance so that you have some strategies to help support your child's learning at home. So there are parent education courses and an opportunity to volunteer. So let me just share with you how we will serve your child in a virtual environment. So basically, we're going to offer the same things. We're going to offer the homework assistance and tutorials. We're offering hands-on projects. These are project-based learning activities where your child will be taught how to work on a project through Zoom, and your child will work on that project and complete the project at home. So hopefully these are fun and enriching activities, and we also have a component for parents in the Parent Education and Support Center. Here's our sample schedule for both, for all elementary, middle, and high schools. We will offer a 2-hour session for the after-school program, Monday through Friday. And then at elementary school, the program will start from 3 o'clock and last until 5. Middle school starts at 4:30 until 6:30. High school is at 3:30 until 5:30. And basically, the first hour is an academic block. So that's where all your academic tutoring, enrichment programs, credit recovery courses will be offered. And then the second part of the day is the enrichment program, where you have maybe cooking classes, art classes, your virtual field trips, opportunities to be engaged with social emotional learning activities. So depending on your school, it is a specific schedule at each school, and your school site coordinator will be able to provide more details. So parents, we do need your help. So how can you help us? Basically, if you could assist your child with logging in and make sure they have their camera ready for learning. We also hope that you can provide a dedicated space for instruction, and that you can attend at least 2 parent meetings with the Newton County school system. And if your child needs some type of support for reinforcing learning at home, we hope that you continue to encourage them to do the very best that they can. So those are the things that Ms. Sams would like for me to share with you this evening, and she also have had some questions that have come up that I would like to share with you, and we call these our frequently asked questions. So here is our first question. Which schools have a tuition-based program? So let me tell you, there are 2 different after-school programs that Newton County offers. One is the 21st Century Program, and that is based on a grant that we receive for the school system. And then there's a tuition-based program, and that tuition-based program is offered at multiple schools in the district, including East Newton, Flint Hill, Live Oak, Livingston, Mansfield, the Theme School, Oak Hill, Porterdale, Rocky Plains, South Salem, and West Newton. So the next question is, when will the tuition-based program resume? So basically, when our school system offers in-school learning to all of our students, that's when the tuition-based program will resume. So we're really looking at somewhere around October. However, the dates of returning, they're kind of a staggered schedule right now, and it's based on the safety of students returning back in person. So Ms. Sams will provide more information as it relates to an in-school tuition-based program, but just keep in mind, we still need 30 students in the program in order to reopen at any particular site. So our next question is, will slots be held for students participating virtually? So if you are participating in a virtual environment, after-school environment, then yes, your slot will be held for the second semester. However, if the slot during the second semester, if you choose not to participate in-house, then we would have to release that slot for available students, and then you will be placed back on the list to participate in our tuition-based program. So the last question we have for you that Ms. Sams would like for me to share is, will the 21st Century Program continue virtually or transition to an in-person program? Yes, the 21st Century Program will transition from a virtual start, which they're planning to start a few weeks after the school year begins. But again, your individual schools will update you on the dates and time of the start of the program. But once students come back in the building, then the 21st Century Program will transition back to an in-person setting. So again, if you have any questions that you would like to ask of us, please do include your questions in the chat box at the URL address that I just shared in a slide before. And I want to introduce our next presenter, which is Ms. Amy Cummings. She is the Director of Student and Family Supports.
Thank you, Dr. Thomas, and good evening to everyone. As she said, my name is Amy Cumming, and I am the Director of Student and Family Support. My office is here at the Board of Education, and you can reach me here at the Board of Education number, and my extension is 1230. Within my department, I have the school social workers and the school climate specialist. We have 5 school social workers. The first is Yvette Zielinski, and she works with Clements Middle School, Fairview Elementary School, Live Oak Elementary School, and Newton High School. Her office is located at Newton High School. We also have George Hutchinson. He works with East Newton Elementary School, Indian Creek Middle School, Mansfield Elementary School, the Newton County Theme School, and Eastside High School. And his office is located at Eastside High School. Ms. Chandria Smith works with Liberty Middle School, South Salem Elementary School, Veterans Memorial Middle School, West Newton Elementary School, and Livingston, which is her base school. Ms. Letitia Ray is assigned to Herd Mixon Elementary School, Oak Hill Elementary School, Rocky Plains Elementary School, and Alcovey High School, which is where her office is located. School social workers are the first line of contact for many of you. When you have issues within your home, it could be issues with family that you're having some problems with, maybe your own child, you just really aren't sure exactly how to get your child the help that they need. If you have issues with needing food or assistance with your electricity or rent, or if you find yourself in a situation where you are homeless, your school social worker is going to be that first contact. So reach out to your child's school. They can put you in touch with a school social worker. And if you are unable to reach anyone, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, and I will help you reach your social worker, who will then put you in contact with all the different agencies that we work with here in Newton County. Our goal is to assist you, to assist families. We know how difficult things can be, and a lot of times things are unexpected. So please never, ever hesitate to reach out to us for help. We also have 2 school climate specialists. The first is Miss Jessica Harris. She is our coordinator of PBIS. And those of you who have students in our PBIS schools, you are familiar with that term, but I will explain that in just a little bit. We also have Ms. Chiquita Perry as a school climate specialist, and she works with our youth mental health first aid program and our Sources of Strength program. And both of those things I'll explain to you in a few moments. I'm excited to share with you Rethink Ed. Some of you had the opportunity of seeing this back during the time that we began working virtually from home. We were able to kind of practice with this a little bit. So some of you saw this, some of you have even made accounts. Rethink Ed is a platform, it's a virtual platform that we are able to use to reach our students in the social emotional learning piece. Everything you've heard over the past week has been related to the academic piece, and we are more than ready for your students to come back to school virtually, teach them academically, everything that they need for their academics, and all of that is covered and we are ready. The other piece that we are also very ready for is to bring our students in and to help them cope with the trauma that they have experienced over the past several months. And I know the word trauma sometimes brings up different thoughts and feelings, but what our children have been through is like nothing that any of us have ever been through. We all went to school every single day, so we don't know what this was like for our children to have been removed from their daily routine, to not be with their friends, to not be with their teachers. So it's okay if you see some things in your child that may be concerning. So fortunately, we have this platform, and it's called Rethink Ed, and we're going to really use the first 10 days of school to work with your students in helping them kind of process some of their feelings that they've experienced, the feelings that they're having, at the fact that they're not coming back to school quite yet. We're starting yet another new normal. So we are going to use this platform to reach your child. This platform is very exciting for us because not only is it for the students, it's also for the teachers and the administrators, but the most amazing piece for me is that it's also for you. Each parent, both parents, however many parents you have in the home, any family members that you have the ability to log in to Rethink Ed, create your own account, and there are hundreds of videos and lessons and pieces of resources that you can use to assist yourself in learning about social emotional learning, learning about stress management, about social skills, about helping your child with their own self-care, with setting goals, with being able to focus better. if it's in there, if it's out there, I promise you it is within Rethink Ed, and it's something that you can use at any time you need it. You don't have to follow any specific schedule, and you can pull any piece that you need. So in a little bit, I'm going to give you the instructions on how to create your account. There are different versions of videos. There are videos for adults, and then there are videos for children. All of the lessons are set up pre-K through 12th grade. Every single grade level has their own lessons. It's not 3rd through 5th or 9 through 12. Every single lesson is grade specific and age specific so that it is meeting the exact need of that child in that grade or that age. So I'm excited to share this with you. When we first started planning Rethink Ed, and we have been planning our re-entry, our reintegration plan. We've been planning since we went home in March. We were ready to come back to school. We were ready to see our kids face to face because we have missed these kids more than you can imagine, and we were ready. But obviously, the world is not quite ready for us to open up yet, so we are going to do this virtually. In the time that we were away from school, some other things happened. And we also now have a new piece within Rethink Ed that we didn't know that we were going to have. And we're going to spend a lot of time with our students talking about equity and inclusion in schools. Your student is going to have the opportunity to talk about all the things that are going on in the world, the social injustice. We are really going to work with our students, with our schools, and with all the schools in the district as a whole, to really bring together a unity with our schools. So this is another piece, and you will also, as a parent, you will have the opportunity to participate and to see these same lessons that your student will be able to see. And so we're super excited about having this additional piece, as if Rethink Ed wasn't already good and we were already excited, that we now have this special piece that we're going to use. Once our students are in, once they're comfortable, once they've become very comfortable using the platform, understanding how the lessons work, then we're going to kind of dive into these equity and inclusion pieces. And again, any of these things that you have questions about, please never hesitate to contact your child's school, their administrator, their counselor, their teacher, or contact me. We are here to help you. And if you see things, you have ideas, we are more than welcome to hearing any ideas that you may have that will assist our students. Because as we all say, we're all in this together, and we want our students to have the best opportunity possible. Here are the directions that you're going to need, and you're going to find these on our school website, on the district website. You're going to find it on the school websites. You're going to find it on the teacher's Canvas page and the counselor's page. So this one document is in many, many places, so you shouldn't have a problem finding the information that you need in order to create your account. And when you look at this one document, you're going to see some hyperlink things. It's those things that are in blue and they're underlined. All you have to do is just start where it says Watch Me. You can watch. It's going to give you a video about how to create your account. It's going to give you a place you can read the guide, how to create your account. And then when you're ready, where it says Click Me, you just click. And basically, you're just going to give an email address, your username, you create your own password, and then you will have access to all the information inside Rethink Ed that we all have access to. So I look forward to seeing everyone create their accounts. I look forward to hearing your feedback. And I definitely look forward to hearing any ideas that you may have that can help us help your child. We've spoken about PBIS, Positive Behavior Intervention Supports, that is in 18 of our schools currently. We started in 2012 with 1 high school and 5 middle schools, and so you can see that we've come a long ways. We now have 18 schools. Our schools also use a platform called PBIS Rewards, and if your students are in these schools, then you are aware that they track their points. Students earn points for meeting the expectations that are set by the school, for good behavior, for being on time, for being polite. The schools have also set their virtual expectations, so don't think just because we're not in school that PBIS is going to kind of be put to the side. PBIS is going to be just as important through the virtual setting as it is in the classroom, and we will continue to use PBIS rewards. And I'm going to take this moment right now. Earlier in the morning session, we had a question. Someone asked if their student who had points from last school year, and we went home and their child didn't get to use those points, which everybody's kind of in the same boat. There are a lot of points out there. Those points have not disappeared. So don't worry, they're still going to be right there, and there's a plan for you to be able to use your points. We also participate in the National Initiative for No Place for Hate, which is established with the Anti-Defamation League. This is our 5th year coming up on No Place for Hate. In 16-17, we had 5 schools that started out with No Place for Hate, but I'm excited to tell you that in the last 2 years, all of our schools have participated and earned the distinction as a No Place for Hate school. That alone made us one of 2 districts in the entire Southeast who earned this distinction. We are very, very proud of our No Place for Hate program. Each school completes 3 activities throughout the school year. These activities have to be approved by the ADL, and they also have to be an activity that touches every student in the building. And the basis for No Place for Hate is to remind our students that school is not a place for hate. It's not tolerated. We are all equal, and we all are one big family. And so the activities that happen throughout the school year center around that idea. We will be doing No Place for Hate again this school year. In fact, this year we are going to start the school year with a single activity that every school will be doing. You will hear your students talk about their No Place for Hate activity during their virtual lessons. We'll be working on that, and then as our students return to their building, you will actually see this piece of their activity displayed at their school, so be on the lookout for that. We also have a program. It's called Sources of Strength. Ms. Chiquita Perry, one of our school's climate specialists, oversees Sources of Strength for us. And the Newton County Sources of Strength is a suicide prevention program composed of peer leaders and adult advisors in the 3 high schools. This year, we're also going to add it into our middle schools once we're back in the building. It focuses around 8 protective factors, and you can see that wheel on the screen: family support, positive friends, mentors, healthy activities, generosity, spirituality, mental health, and medical access. And as I said in the beginning, this is basically run by the students. They do have teacher advisors, and Ms. Perry oversees all of those. But it is a student-run program that we teach the students signs to watch for, give them skills to use to work with their friends, hopefully to identify and to reach out to their friends that they may see struggling, that they might have not have otherwise noticed. But just to bring that to the forefront, to make students aware of, we all have problems and we all struggle. And you may have the problem today, but tomorrow you may be the person who helps someone. So this is the basis of Sources of Strength, and we're very proud of this program in our high schools, and we're excited to see this start in our middle schools. Another program that we have is called Youth Mental Health First Aid. It is a training that trains our teachers, it trains the adults in our buildings to look for to look for the signs that a child may be struggling, or another person. It doesn't have to be a child, but anything in that kind of mental health, and it may not be suicide, it's not always suicide, but there are a lot of mental health problems that a lot of times go unnoticed. But through the Youth Mental Health First Aid program, it's an 8-hour training that our staff completes, and that makes them leaders within the building. It gives them tools that they can use to help identify students before possibly something happens that we can't undo. And so we are very happy with this program, and we have trained many of our staff. Every 3 years, you go through the training again. And we're also able to train our parents. So this year we're going to be reaching out to you to allow you the opportunity to participate in these trainings. They are free of charge. In the beginning, of course, they will be done virtually. But hopefully, as things improve, we'll be able to get back and do those face-to-face. Just like you have the Parent Academy that's coming up on Saturday, it will be done in a similar format to that, these virtual trainings. So just be on the lookout and be listening for the opportunity to sign up for Youth Mental Health First Aid. And before I close, I just want to kind of remind you that this is still a very difficult time for our children. They have been at home since March. They haven't been back to school. And like most of us, we were all excited. We all assumed that we would get back to school and things would be normal. But here we are, and things are not normal yet. So please just work with your family, work with your children, make sure you have that relationship. Do things with your children. They're going to sit in front of that computer so many hours a day. They need time away. They need to feel those relationships face to face, because they're not going to get that relationship piece at the school. So you're going to have to, be parent and be teacher for a little bit. So, we need them to know that their teachers love them, that the school staff loves them, and they are missed. And we wish we could build those relationships in person right now, but we just can't do that. So we're leaning heavily on our families to do that. But there are easy ways to do that. Just check in with your students, encourage them to talk to you, encourage the older siblings to check on their younger siblings throughout the day, because virtual learning can get stressful. They can feel like they're getting behind or feel like they're not understanding something, or, it's hard to raise your hand when you're in a virtual setting. So just make sure that your children are okay. And another way to do that is to create routines. Hang a schedule up and stick to that routine every single day. Get up at the same time, have breakfast at the same time, school starts, have your lunch. And I know it sounds sometimes like it's very strict and rigid, but I assure you your children will flourish in this atmosphere where they know exactly what's going to happen, because we're still in a time of unknown. And the more knowns that they can have, the more they understand exactly what's coming next, the better it's going to be for them. So I encourage you to create those routines, post those routines, and then have activities. Do things with them outside. If they are involved in sports, some sports are still happening. Please make sure that they are meeting with other children. Of course, socially distanced and all those things, but it is important for them to be able to have a little bit of social interaction when you can make that happen. If not, do it with your family. Take a walk, go to a park, but give your child that escape from not just sitting in front of the computer all day. Resilience is just making sure that encouraging them, making sure they understand that everything is going to be okay. Teach them to kind of de-stress, and these are things that you can learn within Rethink Ed. It's very easy to kind of get stressed out, and you can teach your children just kind of take a moment, take a deep breath, meditate a little bit, and then go back to it. And it's okay sometimes when you just need to walk away for a moment. And same thing for you as a parent. So just think about those things: relationships, routines, and resilience. And again, your school counselor can help you with these as well. That is all that I have. I just want to let you know that if you believe your child may be experiencing stress, fear, anxiety, and/or depression, please contact your child's school counselor. He or she will be able to assist you in developing a plan to assist your child. In an emergency, though, please contact your primary care physician or local emergency room, or if you feel it's necessary, call 911, because there is nothing wrong with that. There are cases where mental health issues need immediate attention. And so please, if you ever feel like your child needs something, it's just like them being sick, running a fever. You need to let them know that they can get the help that they need. So I think we're going to come up to a time for questions. And if you have if you have the opening, the link for the questions, I don't know if I can pull that back up. Dr. File, can you help me get that back up? Here is an after-school question, Dr. Thomas. Do high schools offer after-school activities for special needs students? If so, what are the offers? And I believe that's more of a special education question. and that would be answered best through our special education department. We also had a question, will self-paced students have access to Rethink Ed? And that is an excellent question. All students in the Newton County school system, whether they are face-to-face once we return to school, if they're choosing that virtual option 2, or if they're choosing option 3, self-paced, everyone in the district has access to Rethink Ed. Students who are self-paced, your facilitator will be helping you with assignments through Rethink Ed, so everyone is going to participate in the same lessons at the same time. It really doesn't matter what option you're choosing. And there was a second part to that question, if my child is a self-paced child, do I as a parent have a link, can they have the Rethink Ed account? And the answer is yes. In any parent and guardian of Newton County School students, you have access. We talked about earlier this morning about your child's last year during the virtual session, your child's counselor had their own Zoom classes and opportunities to talk with your child. Those will continue. The school counselors will have Zoom sessions that students will be able to go into. And also remember that the school counselors are also part of career awareness, college prep, all those kinds of things. They will still do those. They will still come into the classrooms via virtual through Zoom and do their career lessons with the students. So all those things will continue as well. Any other questions? I think we've probably answered all the questions. And again, at any time, you can continue to ask your questions and someone will get in touch with you. They will respond to the answers. We have a frequently asked questions document that continues to be running on the district website with new questions and answers added all the time. So at this time, I think we are finished, and we definitely appreciate your attendance watching us tonight and hearing this, and we wish you and your student an amazing 2021 school year. Thank you very much, and good night.